thoughts that were in your head weren't yours? What if you were siphoning them off from another place, from another person? What if you had memories that turned out to not really be your memories? What if you had visions that seemed to come from a stranger's mind? That's what Shattered with Curve of Horn is about. That's what this story is getting at. There are some crazy moments. There's dream sequences. There's what I would call synchronous dreaming. And there are hallucinations or shared hallucinations. It's a mystery, and it slowly unfolds over time. It's set up in such a way that you're given all the pieces of the puzzle, but you'll still be left with maybe questions you want to discuss with friends and other readers at the end. When I started out to create Shattered with Curve of Horn, it started with the idea of inspiration. Where does that come from? And this story presented itself immediately. This is the story that stood up out of the crowd of ideas that I had and said, make me first. So there's a lot of subtle sci-fi overtones, and I've shot for this sort of almost Hitchcockian sensibility in Shattered with Curve of Horn. And so the whole thing ends up being an intimate look at the threads of friendship and history and how they can become rewoven by time and completely altered by the powerful warp of creative ideas. I'm coming at graphic novel making from a fine art perspective. I'm trained as a painter, but a static painting can only tell the audience so much. I still love painting, and I'll always be a painter, but there's something about the graphic novel format that just draws you in and is really engaging. The way that I actually create Shattered with Curve of Horn is that I draw everything traditionally first in pencil. And I also like the sensitive line that is made whenever you work with your hand on a piece of paper. There's always that little bit of a chaotic element. You never know which way the ink is going to bleed, especially when you're doing ink washes for tones. It lends a more naturalistic look to the work. It's only after that point that I scan everything in and begin to digitally color it, where I have a lot more control over the way that the color will work out, and have control over the atmospheric and emotional content and interplay with colors to really get the exact look and feel of what I'm shooting for, what's in my mind. Kickstarter, I find to be, it's the best friend for independent comic creators, and I think that it's an amazing tool for getting fans and creators in touch with each other. Shattered with Curve of Horn, I've been posting online since November of 2012. And I've been building a fan base, and I thank every reader who comes by to read it. And I really want to get a printed version of that book into their hands. Ultimately, what I'm looking for is $7,500 to print the book. For a $20 donation, you'll get a copy of the book when it's printed. Anything above that will go into funding a bigger and better book. If you donate more, you'll get more, even leading up to original drawn artwork that was used in the book. I think that people will enjoy Shattered with Curve of Horn, especially in a printed format, because it's been unrolling very slowly, and the anticipation might be too much for people. There's a lot of mystery. The end of the story wraps up in a nice way, I think, but at the same time, it's something where you're definitely left with it stuck in your mind. My name is Max Miller Dowdle, and I invite you to make a donation to help bring this project to print and get it out there to where everyone can enjoy it.